Ask Isabel to bypass. Nothing to it. She loads up a program on her deck and effortlessly decodes the door lock. Hatch deadbolt. Enter Lotus Den. Secure terminal. This terminal belongs to Bao's people. This terminal belongs to Bao's people. I bet that we can get something useful out of it. Terminal is locked with a password. Isabel. No, fuck. This is new. Okay. Infiltration hacking. Avoid detection by Watcher IC, and use caution with passwords and hacking attempts to keep the system trace low. Red alerts will spawn black IC and increase your troubles dramatically. System trace bar in the lower left shows the current state. If you jack out during combat, you'll suffer a dump shock, losing 25% of hit point, no wound, and -5 action point. Defeated in the Matrix, instead of dying outright, you will be forcibly jacked out and lose 50% of hit points, no wound, and -5 hit action points, so you can't heal it. Okay, hack. Blocker IC bypass option. Solve the hacking challenge to get past the blocker IC undetected. Mouse over to see how much system trace will increase if you fail. Force. Uses your cyberdeck to push past the blocker IC by force, automatically raising system trace by the amount shown. Try password. In some cases you can try typing a password to get past blocker IC undetected. Mouse over to see how much system trace will increase if you enter the wrong password. A keypad puzzle. Press start, then follow and match the sequences, using your numpad or key mouse. More successes give you more time to solve the symbol pattern. Press next when you decide to continue. Yeah, I'm not getting this. Match solution. Use the symbolic clues to find the solution in the choices below. Click to confirm your choice. Caution. Failing to solve puzzles in time raises the system trace level. Yeah, this isn't good enough. I guess we'll just have to do it to understand what the fuck we need to do. Yeah, we might have to redo this if we fail horribly, but I don't really get what we have to do now. What's that? I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Oh, how bad is that? Exotic animal dealer contracts. That's 20 raids. Ah, system trace. Okay, we're in deep shit then. I don't really get how this works at the moment. I need to try a few times. Yeah, quick loading isn't apparently a thing in this game. But Matrix has been reworked clearly. And I don't get the new Matrix now. This is it's probably not a bad thing in the long run, but it sort of sucks to be thrown into a new mechanic without understanding what the fuck are you supposed to do. We could try the code we got. I don't actually recall it anymore. Yeah, it's certainly not the same. I'll try the other door first, because we did get a code for that, and at least I think we did. Oops. Not much we can do. I know your works. Interload is dead. So we can basically get the same thing, but without any need for hacking. At the same time, I do want hacking, because I need to understand and get comfortable with the hacking system. It's more a real-time thing this time, and I'm not sure how do I really care for it or not. But mostly because at the moment I don't really get it, and the control system isn't super good for real time. If that makes sense. This is a turn-based system at its heart. It is not good for this. We'll see how this works. Avoiding tracing is key though. If that happens, we would have to immediately get rid of the tracer. You can see the path there following. Seems like you're not really in any hurry. I save you. Okay, blocker IC encounter. IC rating 1. Hack. I don't know what I'm doing. Q to start. I really have no fucking idea what I'm doing. I forgot what it was. Fuck. I don't... Okay, do we need... I don't fucking understand what I'm supposed to do! What the fuck is this? Ah, I need to get that. Okay. I still don't really get this. I mean, why would I... The key code seems to give you extra time for the actual hacking attempt. You need to just figure out the correct code. I never want to play the keypad memory thing. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. That's not hacking. That's something ludicrous. It's different, but it's not like it makes me think or anything. It's just a retarded memory game. Not a fan. I wouldn't consider it. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna be used. At a low-level system like that, it certainly wasn't required by any means to ever do. So I need to play the game more, basically, before I can say really how I feel about it. Currently, not a fan. Isn't this complicated? Fuck. Can't be noticed again. Still, was the only other guy moving at this. I can't. No! That's not what I wanted to do. Fuck's sakes. I wanted to see, can I enter an actual combat mode, but no. I thought the button would potentially bring up the hard element, combat elements. There's certainly things to get used to. Okay, so 4 going round and round, 2 going back and forth. There's really no escape from this. I don't think there's enough time. Center will probably be the likeliest place. If you're going to get traced, you might as well go at the center. It's the safest place to be. Yeah, New Matrix. Initial impressions, I don't care for it. It's different, so it's not a repeat of the same combat system, so that's positive. The thing is, you have a basically a system that is a turn-based combat system, so it's not a great thing for this real-time movement challenges. It was never meant to be that way in the first place, so I'm not a huge fan. At the same time, it doesn't work at all in the turn-based mode because you could easily evade detection, so it has to be real time. I guess it requires getting used to. Also, the hacking, at least on the block item, I don't get it. I don't really get the traction there. The keypad part especially, I just... why? Blocker eyes. Okay, let's try without the keypad thing. Let me just go to the next instead of this. Oh my fucking god, I don't want to do this. You have to do it. Fuck. This. This is some kind of fucking children's toy. This isn't the hacking. Fuck this. I don't want to play this horrible thing. Ah, fucking crap. Hey data. Security override key code. Okay. Let's see what happens. What kind of trouble are they spawning my way? Yeah, we got traced, but what's the consequence? Oh no. Wow. Hacking is terrible. There's probably a name for that kind of toy. I mean, I've seen commercials of it. Some kind of children's toy. You press the sequence. Never had any interest in it. It looks retarded. Why would you want to play something so stupid? And now it's a hacking thing? It's not a hacking thing, it's a memory game. It's like having a field of cards there and getting you to try find pairs in them. It's just, it's not, it has nothing to do with hacking, it's a fucking memory game. Why would you try to pass a memory game as some kind of hacking? Ugh, terrible, terrible, downgrade. Well, there was no hacking, there was fighting. And I don't know what happens if you fail. I mean, there, nothing seemed to happen anyway. I suppose we were traced, but so what? There was no hostile action taken against us. So maybe it's more of a... You can play your shitty little mini games, but if you fail, you get into a more of a typical combat system from the previous games. But you can avoid it if you're real good at playing children's mini games. Rooftops. SimSense vending machine. The SimSense machine has been left unlocked for restocking. There's packaging data shipped still in the tray. I'm sure we can do something useful with it. The door has been sealed with a factory fresh mag lock. A high security keypad has been set into the frame. We might actually have it. We hacked something. Hey data, list of exotic animal smugglers and dealers. It could be worth some money on the Shadowlands BBS. Security override key code 7881. Mission accomplished. A large man in his 50s stands waiting, his heavily tattooed arms held in a fighter stance. His bone structure is heavy, corded muscle strands out of his arms and chest. In his youth he must have been enormous. He doesn't talk so much as emit a low rumble. I don't know how you got in here, but you got my attention. Good. I have a message from Kindly Cheng. A message from Cheng? I can't wait to hear you mangle it. He chuckles to himself. You speak Cantonese so well. But before I hear it, I have a little message for her too. You tell Kindly Cheng that her operations are done in the Wall City. Strangler Bale has given himself a promotion. And tell her that if she sends any more errand boys to visit him with another message, Strangler Bale is going to send him back in a box. You think you can tell her that, errand boy? Should I write it down for you in English? Hold out the data stick. Just slot the stick, listen to the message, and I'll be gone. I don't get to hear you butcher the message. I'm sad. He grabs the small plastic drive from your hand, slots it into his treat player. Huntley Cheng stands erect, speaks directly to the camera. Mr. Bale, as everyone knows, you are a man of swift action. I respect that, and because of that respect, I will get right to the point. I know where your money is coming from. I know that you have friends working for straw sandals like myself. They have been siphoning funds from their organizations. I know about the noodle shop that you launder the money through. I have tasted their broth and found it wanting. The old woman becomes flinty hard. You have been stealing from the Yellow Lotus, glorifying yourself with revenue that we have earned, and I have files to prove it. Ao's eyes widen as files begin to flit across the screen. Receipts, bank reports, personal communications between himself and his men. Kindly Cheng continues speaking, smooth and casual. Now, in light of our recent conflict, you might be wondering why I'm keeping this information to myself. Why I haven't exposed you so you could be dragged from your lotus den by the balls and slowly roasted on a rotisserie spit. In truth, I respect your ambition. You have a lot to learn about candor and loyalty. I believe that you still have value. I am still willing to work with you. However, in order for that to happen, we need to come to an understanding about the nature of our partnership. Huntley Cheng steps forward, fills the screen. I owe you, Beo. You and all your men. You are my fucking playthings, dolls to twist and pose as I see fit. I am in this position because I'm far better at this than you, and it's time that you learned it. Accept what I'm telling you and we can get back to business. Prosper together. But if you continue your little rebellion, I will mail tiny pieces of you to your children and take their picture as they open the package. She produces one of her thin black cigars, lights it, holds the smoke a long time. You have 24 hours to return to the fold. If you aren't here licking my heels by then, the information will be released and you will become food for fish. Your choice, Beo. 24 hours. Message winks out. Strangler Beo turns away from the screen slowly. His skin is ashen. Get out. He pauses, casts his eyes to the floor. And tell Miss Cheng to expect me at Swift Winds tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. I will. Thank you for your time. Just go. Well, it's mission accomplished. I need to check the hacking system more. Do I really have to play a huge amount of retarded minigames actually before I can try the hacking, or am I missing something? Yeah, hacking keypad puzzle. Press start and follow and match the sequences using your numpad or mouse. More success gives you more time to solve the symbol patterns. Next when you decide to continue. Yeah, but I couldn't do any of that shit. The symbol pattern seems to be the key. This sort of seems like a support function, at least based on the hacking. But I don't want to play the keypad puzzle. It's not a fucking puzzle, it's a memory game. It, oh my god, why would I play something so dull? Match solution. Use the symbol clues to find the solution in the choices below. Click to confirm your choice. Caution: failing to solve the puzzles in time raises the system trace. Puzzle in time. Okay. I don't get the keyboard puzzles connection to the match solution though. How can I just keep this? It seems like it increases your time. More successes give you more time to solve the symbol pattern. But especially in the... yeah, it might be necessary in some hard ones. However, I don't know. I need to play it more. It's trash waste of time as far as I'm concerned. I mean the keypad puzzle. Well, it's not the worst hacking system I've ever seen, but I don't get why they. If you're going to do a mini game that you're forced to play, why such a tedious one? And in many ways, why something that has little to do with hacking? Those guards are still out there, Uncle Bob. The same guards that kindly doesn't want us killing. We should probably go out the way we came in. Fine, fine, fine. Wait. If we went in using this, what the fuck is this entrance then? Mystery solved. Yeah, definitely need to get more hacking experience. I don't really mind the tracer thing. It's more of a... that seems like a puzzle. You basically have to figure out a way to get past the patrols. It is sort of a puzzle. Yeah, it's a different type of gameplay. I'm not sure if I'm super fan of it, but I don't feel that it sucks. The memory game is something I want to have zero to do with. But at the moment, I don't understand the hacking well enough to say if I can do it or not. Who holds up his hand for everyone to stop? Turns to the two of you and hooks his thumbs in his belt. Well, that was a thing. Never thought I'd be shuttling messages between criminals in a Hong Kong syndicate. I can't imagine that Raymond would have wanted us in the walled city. This place just feels wrong. I'm getting the feels wrong thing is basically not a minor thing, it's foreshadowing of something. There's a reason why the place feels wrong. It's a real thing. It really is wrong. Must have been important. He flew all the way here, hired runners for an escort. But why? This place make you feel like your life has no value, like there's just no point to anything. He sighs and looks at your companion. Great life you have here. Isabel ignores the barb. She's too pleased. I can't believe it. He actually delivered Auntie's message without anyone dying. I've had enough of triads. Let's get out of this pit. I'm with you, Gansho. I don't need to see this place ever again. Gansho? Seriously? Wu's goggles point down at Isabel. That's not gonna stick, is it? Hmm. Time to report back to kindly Cheng and inform her that the message has been delivered. Get this business over with. Get your sin burned. Get on the next step, whatever that is. You leave the city of darkness behind. Head to the mahjong parlor and a date with a criminal lord. Takes quite a long time to load the character development screen. Hmm. Max what? Maximum law. Seriously? Pins of electronics carved every dry patch of deck space on this rusty old boat. The young man wearing bulky virtual reality goggles glances your way for a moment, then turns away in disdain. Like to see your tech. He doesn't even look at you. Traps closed. Get lost. I suppose we need to talk to Miss Ching before we can interact with people. But it looks like we might be able to get to the shopping opportunities we wanted from the start. Kindly Cheng watches you closely as you walk across the mahjong parlor. As you approach, her lieutenant leans in, brings her mouth close to the triad boss's ear. Cheng smiles and nods, her eyes never leaving you. There's a twinkle in Straw Sandal's eyes. I've heard from Beo. He got my message very clearly. And I understand that there were no casualties created during your little delivery run. I am pleased and surprised. Isabel did a great job of guiding us. A wry grin. Did she? Good to know. My message was delivered and Strangler Bayo is back in the fold, earning for me. As far as I'm concerned, our transaction is complete. While you were gone, I set the wheels in motion to wipe your identities. She pulls out her PDA, taps a button with a lacquered fingernail. The order has been sent. Congratulations, you are now sinless. Shadow people. Wu exhales heavily. His eyes remain focused straight ahead, but his shoulders sag. Well, I guess that's done. Yeah, I guess so, but I'm not. Wu pulls himself up to his full height. Whoever gave the kill order on Carter also forced us to give up our identities and took Raymond. Wu sets his jaw firm. That's all I can think about. Finding who did this. Finding Ray. Huntley Cheng holds up a hand. While I was working to set your sins burned, I also had my network look into Raymond Black's disappearance. I've been thinking about what you told me earlier, and I agree. She eyes the room carefully and leans in. I just can't let this lie. Someone killed my runners. It would be a sign of weakness to let Yellow Lotus and the others if I do nothing. She rests her PDA on the mahjong table facing you. The triad boss's tongue slips from her mouth as she looks over the top, hunting for the right button on its upside-down interface. She finds it and looks up at you again. I have news to share with you, my darlings. The kind you won't like. Raymond Black is dead. He taps the button and a recorded newscast appears on the screen. Raymond's photograph appears on the screen behind a reporter standing on the docks of Victoria Harbour. The picture you've seen before. A professional portrait taken for a press release about a youth center he was opening in the Redmond Barrens. Under Raymond's photo are the words, "Seattle man killed." Another shooting involving the police department. A Seattle community organizer and industrial engineer was apparently shot and killed while resisting arrest at Victoria Harbour last night. HKPF police report that the UCAS man, Raymond Black, was behaving erratically and would not respond to police orders to surrender. No additional information regarding Black or why he was traveling to Hong Kong are available. Police have stated that due to this shooting's proximity to last night's shootout with the White Star, the investigation must remain confidential and no other details are being revealed at this time. Huntley Chain taps the button again and the video closes. Presumed dead, we can't exactly trust the news. Who puts his hands onto his face? This just keeps getting worse. Well, it definitely isn't getting any better. Raymond's dead. Who puts his hand over his mouth trying to process the information? He sways, and for a moment it looks like if he's going to pass out. Isabel reaches out to touch Wu, thinks better of it and pulls back her hand. Sorry for your loss. I never had a father, so I don't know what it's like to lose one, but sorry. Raymond dies the same night we're ambushed? That's no coincidence. No fucking way. Mentally taps the video closed. She hunts around the keypad and selects another button. I'm afraid that's not all, my darlings. This is security footage from Victoria Harbour from last night. You'll find it contains a contradiction. The PDA shows silent grainy video footage of Raymond sitting in a tea shop flanked by two guards. He's looking down at something in his hand, completely distracted. The footage continues and the camera displays several black-clad figures entering its field of view from different angles, guns ready. A tall, sharply dressed man in a suit walks briskly toward Raymond, flanked by two more. Raymond stands to face him and the camera gets a clear view of the suit's face. White plastic. His guards turn to draw weapons and muzzle flashes erupt from all sides. One of Raymond's guards goes down and his submachine gun fires wildly, hitting the camera. Yeah, if they're trying to basically not show us him being dead, there's a good chance he isn't. Wu puts his hands on the table and leans in. Those weren't cops. and Raymond wasn't resisting arrest. What's with that guy's face? Goblet reaches up to stroke the rat hurt on her shoulder. Is that a mask? It doesn't look like a mask. It looks like some sort of a semi-rigid plastic implant. Real craftsmanship. Isabel pushes out her lower lip in appreciation. Quite the fashion accessory. It's also the kind of fashion accessory that stands out in a crowd. This guy's either a fool or an arrogant son of a bitch. Duncan sets his jaw firm. Either way, I'm gonna find him. Kindly Cheng watches Wu intently. I believe you. Wu stands back and turns to you. What now? We find out who this plastic-faced man is. We get some answers. With what resources? Cheng's eyes sparkle. I'm afraid there are some facts you are going to have to face. She puts on a grave face. You are alone in this country. No network, no money, no identity. I can protect you from the police, but how would you go about discovering what happened to Raymond without me? How would you survive? This is a topic that requires serious consideration. Kindly wiped her hand across a stack of tiles, spreading the ivory-colored pieces across the table. You've had a very long night, my sweets. Very long. And frankly, you all look like shit. Rest now. I promise you safety in my town for the night. We'll talk about Plastic Face Man tomorrow. Kindly gestures to Goblet and Isabel. Ladies, go find our new prince a place to bed down in that rat-nest squat boat you call home. We'll all talk after you slept. Figure out our next steps together. Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie. Rat's nest squat boat? We call it the bolt hole. It's the abandoned trawler we call home. Isabel tries to smile. It's homey. Meet you there. Let's go, Bob. I'm beat to hell. Some sleep. Fine, fine, fine. Might as well. You two can bunk here for a while. Puppet nods with her nose toward the hatch. The head's over there for you to take care of your necessaries. It may look communal, but try to knock before you enter. Seriously. I know the drill. Who turns to you? Stinks of fish, just like that place we squatted at on Leary Avenue back when we were kids. The one with the Aslan family and their dog. You hated that dog. He kept digging out my food stash. No matter where I hid it, he'd find it and scarf down a week's worth of grub. He wipes his nose with a gloved hand. Still, it was sad what happened to him. And the family. No one should go out that way. He stretches, and his spine pops like a handful of firecrackers. I think I've been up for something like 36 hours straight. He drops his arms. And this has been one shit stain of a day. Time to end it. Goblet turns to you, raises an eyebrow. Anything you need before I leave you to it? Is it just you and Isabel living here? Yeah. Cuphead's mouth screws up a bit. Now that Nightjar and Gunshot are gone, it's just us. The squeal of metal grinding on metal rips through the boat. It sounds like it's coming from the level below. And the creepy Russian guy renting the engine room downstairs. Nothing to worry about, he mostly keeps to himself. Cuphead checks her PDA. He'll stop soon, he's usually quiet by now. Fair place for my stuff? Yeah, check the locker over there. You can stash your stuff in it. No one will touch your things in there, and it's a lot bigger than it looks. How did you get your hands on this place? How do people like us get our hands on everything? We found it. You found it empty. Duncan sweeps his eyes across the cabin. The doubt is plain on his face. Somebody abandoning a prized piece of real estate like this? Cobbett shrugs. Close enough. It was full of BTL junkies when we came across it. They were completely wigged out on some multiplayer cyber game. I'm not sure they ever chipped out of it. They were completely emaciated, stewing in piles of their own shit. Their eyes had sunk into their skulls. Pretty gruesome stuff. They racked up killer scores though. True, they had the moves. Should have hung an IV while they were playing though. Turns out nutrition is important. Okay, what happened? Did they die? She shrugs. Nightjar ran him out. Not sure what happened to them after that. Anyway, it's ours now. Auntie Cheng says so. All but the engine room, you mean? Right, everything but that. Auntie rented it out from under us. That must have pissed you off. Cobbett shrugs. Whatever, we weren't using it. As long as our downstairs neighbor keeps to himself, he can have the lower level, especially if it keeps Auntie Cheng happy. I think I'll have a look around. Okay, but get some sleep soon. You look like you could use it. We'll go see kindly in the morning, figure out our next move. Sounds fine. I'm sort of interested in meeting our downstairs neighbor. I wonder who he is. Hey Bob, I got some things I gotta take care of here. Let's talk later. Fine, fine. It's clearly time to rest. No one wants to talk. Hey Seattle, I'm not really in the mood to hang out right now. Heavy stuff going down, you know. Yeah. Everyone's saying get the fuck out, go to sleep. The dream is suffocating. The shifting tunnel of glass and steel, towering silhouette of dark majesty, shadowy doorway, and the teeth. They snap at your heels as you claw your way back to consciousness. You open your eyes to Duncan looming over you. shakes your shoulder roughly. Bob, come on, Bob, wake up. We've got to talk to kindly. The others already left. Yeah, that was one rough night. He lets go of your shoulder, cocks a thumb at the hatch. We gotta go. I've been trying to wake you for a while now. You were thrashing around in your sleep. Glad you did. I was having one hell of a nightmare. He reaches up and rubs the back of his neck. Yeah, I didn't sleep well either. Had a bad dream last night too. What about? I never remember my dreams all that well. It was probably motion sickness. Not used to sleeping on a boat. I woke up a little while ago and hit the head. Then I came back and woke you. Okay? You doing okay? I'll survive. He fingers His fingers hit a knot, he winces. But man, nothing's gone right since we stepped foot in this country. I'll tell you something though, and this is after a full night's sleep. I don't believe Ray's dead. What makes you say that? Think about it. That statement from the cops on the newscast could be fake. Ours was. And the surveillance footage? We never saw Raymond get shot. The camera was hit by the stray gunfire. His passion is intense, but contained, focused. Raymond's alive, Bob. I know it. It's certainly a possibility, but I wouldn't take it as taken. You make a good case. You're being a detective instead of a headbuster, right? God, I feel like I'm 12 years old again, squatting on a stinking trawler. Parker's gone, Raymond's gone, hell, I'm gone. I don't even have a name anymore. And now I can't even go to sleep and hide from it all without having a nightmare. His jaw tightens and his teeth grind so loud you can hear it. What else is gonna be taken away from me? Yeah, hold it together. I'm not sure I have anything left to hold together. What the hell did we fall into here, Bob? I mean, what's coming next? I don't know. Whatever it is, we'll deal. That's right. It's like Ray always said. When the winds of change blow, some people build walls, others build windmills. Raymond never said that. It was our housekeeper, Miss Melanie. She had it tattooed on her back, right? How did you see it? Don't mess with me, man. You know I've got anger management issues. Gebet and Isabel's left a while ago. We should get going too.